Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive right in. And just a quick reminder, if you're looking into AI solutions, especially for enterprise use, the AI Agent Store website is, well, it's really essential for that initial vetting process.
Absolutely. And today, our focus is squarely on Rasa. We're aiming to really pull apart what makes it stand out, moving beyond just a coding tool to something genuinely ready for production environments.
Okay, right. So Rasa, at its heart, it's an open source conversational AI framework. But the key thing, I think, is that it's built specifically for secure production-level chat and voice assistance. Scale and governance seem baked in from the start.
Exactly. And that really tells you who it's for. This isn't really for weekend projects. The sources are
Yeah.
clear. We're talking conversational AI engineers, ML engineers, solution architects, CX leaders, too, people deploying serious systems.
Yeah, makes sense. And the architecture seems to reflect that, right? There's this split. You've got the basic Rasa open source that gives you the NLU, the natural language understanding, dialogue handling connectors, the core stuff.
Right, the foundation. But then for businesses, you're looking at Rasa Pro and Rasa Studio. That's where the enterprise muscle comes in.
On that pro part, it's not just extra features, is it? It seems strategic.
Totally strategic. It's about control, really. Governance, yes. Better analytics, sure. But the absolute key differentiator is the deployment flexibility, specifically running it on premises or in your own private cloud.
Ah, on-prem. That's interesting. Why is that such a, well, a selling point? Aren't most tools cloud native these days?
They are, and that's exactly Ross's angle here. Think about highly regulated fields, banking, healthcare, government.
Right, where data security is paramount.
Precisely. Full data control is often non-negotiable.
Hmm.
Lots of vendors have powerful tools, but they might lock you into their cloud. Rasa Pro basically says, need top-tier AI, but need to keep all your data behind your firewall for compliance. They have a solution for that. It carves out a specific, very valuable niche.
Okay, that context really helps. Now, performance. Our sources mention this metric, an autonomy level of 54%. Honestly, 54%, if I'm getting an enterprise tool, I might expect, I don't know, 80, 90%. Why is 54 actually a big deal here?
That's a fair question. It sounds low initially, but it's about what it's autonomous over. That 54% means it fully handles the entire core conversational cycle by itself.
The whole cycle. So,
Right.
like understanding the user, deciding what to say next.
Exactly. Understanding user intent, pulling out key info, managing the dialogue flow based on its training, keeping track of the conversation context. It uses something called the tracker system for memory, essentially.
And it does all that autonomously.
Yes. And on top of that, it can execute custom Python actions. So hitting external APIs, querying databases, talking to your backend systems, all without needing a human step in that core loop.
Ah, okay. So it's not 54% of all possible interactions ever, but 54% of the defined conversational machinery running completely independently. The rest might be edge cases needing handoff.
You got it. That's the idea. For extremely unusual inputs or things outside its design scope, you'd have fallback policies, maybe human escalation. But the core engine runs itself.
Right. So looking at how teams actually use this, what kind of projects really benefit?
Well, building multilingual assistance is a big one. A single core agent serving different languages globally. And developers, especially solution architects, seem to really like the visual design tools in Rasa Studio.
Visual tools.
Yeah, using something called Kelm-based flows. It lets you map out complex conversations visually, which is frankly much easier to manage and verify than just looking at raw code, especially for intricate dialogues.
Okay, and the general feeling we picked up from the community seems positive. Like it's seen as a solid end-to-end framework.
Very much so. People appreciate not having to build, say, the dialogue management engine completely from scratch. It works for getting started and for scaling up to large production systems.
So bringing it all together for someone listening, if you like the open source flexibility, but have those really strict enterprise needs, governance, security, maybe keeping data strictly on-prem for IT or customer service reasons, Rasa seems designed for that exact spot.
That's the core message. It bridges that gap between open source freedom and the kind of rigid controls enterprises often demand.
That tension.
Yeah.
Open source versus tight governance.
Mm.
It's a really interesting balancing act Rasa is performing.
It definitely is. And it forces you, the user, to ask, how much control do I really need over the infrastructure and the data? If the answer is total control, well, Rasa offers a clear path. And, if you want to explore other agents or frameworks tackling similar challenges, definitely check out AIagentstore.ai.
Great point. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And if you found this helpful, please do take a second to rate the show. It really helps others find us.